Enlargement of the D is possible only by cutting ligaments, hyaluronic acid, or fat, and only by 1 centimeter? You won't hear bigger nonsense on the internet. In this video, I'll show you the real results of people from the forums, results that can make an impression on you, especially if you're not familiar with the topic. For those who aren't convinced, or still think PE is some kind of scam, I've prepared a compilation of results from people who publish their success stories online. For obvious reasons, I won't share their usernames, but if you're interested in the sources, just message me and I'll send you the link. PE works, and what I'm showing you today is only a fraction of all the people who have grown their equipment. What I analyzed was the penis length before, after, the duration of the routine, and I calculated the monthly growth rate. Some cases are fascinating, and some are just normal. What does normal mean? A steady, consistent growth. And yeah, I fall into the group of guys who grow steadily. Take a look yourself. We're now going to walk together through the real gains, from the smallest all the way up to the absolutely biggest ones. Everything is based on real data. Alright, let's go. Case number 1. The first case is a change only in girth, about plus 0.35 inches, which is plus 0.9 centimeters in 5 months. Monthly rate, 0.07 inches, which is 0.18 centimeters per month. Routine, pump and clamping. A small step physically, but a huge step mentally. Every millimeter is proof that the body responds. Case number 2. Here, the progress was slow but consistent, plus 1.2 inches, which is about 3.0 centimeters in 36 months. Rate, 0.033 inches per month, which is 0.08 centimeters. Method, hanging weights, then vac hanging and pumping. This method is very familiar to me, and I will continue to recommend it. Case number 3. Another example. Plus 1.0 inch, which is 2.5 centimeters in 4 months. Rate, 0.25 inches, which is 0.64 centimeters per month. Routine unknown, but with this pace it must have been pumping, stretching, or a mix of both. This has to be what I talk about in previous videos. High and low tension plus pressure. Great job, excellent result. Case number 4. A classic case from a well-documented exercise program. Plus 1.125 inches, which is about 2.9 centimeters in 3 months. Rate, 0.375 inches, that is 0.95 centimeters per month. The gain was achieved using manual exercises only. And although this is an older story, from the time when manual work was popular because equipment wasn't widely available, it is absolutely achievable. The first gains are always the biggest. Always. Case number 5. Here the progress was really fast. Plus 1.2 inches, which is about 3.0 centimeters in 3.5 months. Rate, 0.34 inches. That is 0.86 centimeters per month. Secret, absolute consistency. 0 skip days. However, there's no information about the exact routine. Still, it needs to be emphasized. The best routine is consistency. That's it. Let's keep going. Case number 6. This case shows the huge potential of small starts. Growth, plus 2.75 inches, which is 7.0 centimeters in 36 months. Monthly rate, 0.076 inches, that is 0.19 centimeters. Routine, Jelq plus stretching, with weight added slowly over time. This is exactly the secret of consistency. Imagine yourself 3 years from now with that kind of growth. Would you make the decision today if you knew this could be waiting for you? Let's keep going. Case number 7. Here we have plus 2.5 inches, which is 6.4 centimeters in 24 months. Rate, 0.104 inches per month. That is 0.26 centimeters. Method, just daily work. No details about the routine. No miracles, no shortcuts. Moving on. Case number 8. This is one of the fastest growth cases in the entire dataset. Plus 1.5 inches, which is 3.8 centimeters in 3 months. Rate, 0.50 inches. That is 1.27 centimeters per month. Routine, intense jelqing, multiple angles, high intensity. Typical newbie gains. The result is very impressive, but it makes me wonder what happened next. Did the user continue growing, or did he hit a plateau? Case number 9. Start around 14 centimeters, ending at almost 22 centimeters. Growth, plus 3.0 inches, which is 7.6 centimeters in 16 months. Rate, 0.187 inches, that is 0.47 centimeters per month. A lot of work, a lot of discipline. The effect? Massive. Let's hope it was really the case. Case number 10. Start around 16.5 centimeters. End around 21.5 centimeters. Growth, plus 2.0 inches, which is 5.1 centimeters in a maximum of 6 months. Rate, 0.33 to 0.40 inches, which is 0.84 to 1.02 centimeters per month. These are some of the fastest, truly natural results. Case number 11. This is the biggest case in the entire dataset. Start about 4.5 inches, which is 11.4 centimeters. End 8.0 inches, which is 20.3 centimeters. Growth plus 3.5 inches, which is 8.9 centimeters in 24 months. Rate, 0.145 inches. That is 0.37 centimeters per month. Routine unknown. But the result is absolutely historic. Is that even possible? I believe yes, if you are maximally consistent and your routine is perfected 100% and your lifestyle extremely healthy. Although most of us will never reach results like that, it doesn't mean you can't. The last cases should be emphasized as being very hardcore. I showed them to illustrate the gap between the so-called normal gains and the big ones. Another reason is to motivate you to take action. Even those normal gains are big enough to make it worth starting. Really, they are. Okay, let's now take a look at what the average results look like when we put all the cases together and calculate everything calmly. The average length gain in all the collected stories is about 2 inches, which is roughly 5 centimeters. This is a fairly realistic result that, with the right approach, many people can achieve. However, from experience, I wouldn't recommend getting obsessed with the numbers alone. Fall in love with the process, and the result will come on its own, just like in business. When it comes to girth, the average gain is about 0.9 inches, or roughly 2.3 centimeters. Not as spectacular as length, but it's often the girth that makes the biggest difference in how everything feels. And now something that really opens your eyes. The average monthly rate, counting all cases, both slower and faster, is about 0.16 inches per month, which is around 0.4 centimeters. Meaning, in practice, the average person gains around half a centimeter per month if they train regularly and intelligently. Of course, if we took statistics for all people who attempt PE, the result would be much lower. I'd guess it would be at least half less, roughly 0.2 centimeters per month. Sorry for jumping between inches and centimeters, but where I come from, we use centimeters. Okay, since we already know what the results were, now it's time for the most important question. What actually connects those who achieved the best gains? First, consistency always beats intensity. The guys who grew the fastest were not doing hardest mode. They simply did their work, calmly, day by day, and they listened to their bodies. I haven't talked about this yet, and it's very important. Second thing, pumping 10 to 30 minutes gives the most growth. That golden range is exactly 10 to 30 minutes, repeated consistently. Third element is stretching. Even adding light stretching, manually with an ADS or a simple extender, literally adds extra millimeters month after month. Routines differ, but it's better to remember the 3 pillars of PE, which I've already made a video about, and I invite you to watch it. Fourth thing, improving EQ. And here comes tadalafil, L-citrulline, supplements, but also simple things like sleep, recovery, and lower stress. And another thing, reducing adult content. Yeah, I know, tough topic, but it really can hurt EQ. The purpose of recording this video was simply to show that PE is not a lie. More and more people are discovering this, and that's good, because if men have to struggle with their insecurities, it's better for them to start doing something about it. I know, it's discouraging to see a message on a website saying that you can't enlarge your penis. I went through that. I experienced several disappointments. But I found the right people, and now I know it was the perfect choice. And I recommend it to you as well. If you want to build your own routine, or just get started in a way that actually makes sense, you can leave a comment. I'll reply as soon as I can. And if you want more analyses like this, more results, more specifics, then you can simply hit subscribe. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next one. Bye.